calling out the government, is it a mistake? That is the question that many Kenyans are asking. Now, the government of Kenya and the branch DCI has gone ahead to arrest a man that was the whistleblower in the Adani airport deal. Now, Kenyans have taken the matters into their own hands to react to these. Angry reaction as government allegedly goes after Kenyan who exposed secret deal between Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, the Jkia, and the Adani Group. A section of Kenyans online has expressed outrage after whistleblower Nelson Amenya claimed he is being targeted by the government following his expose on a secret deal involving the leasing of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to an Indian's Adani Group. On Sunday, Amenya shared on his X account that he had received a letter from the Serious Crime Unit of the Directorate of Criminal Investigations (DCI) was delivered to his company's office. He expressed concern over his life, accusing government officials of attempting to silence him. The revelation by Amenya hiked some Kenyans who took to social media platform X to vet, condemning that they see as what they see as misuse of government power. Many of those who commented accused the government of weaponizing state institutions to intimidate those who expose corruption, rather than holding accountable the individuals involved in the alleged deal with the Adani Group. Some Kenyans fiercely criticized the DCI for allegedly being complicit in the government's effort to suppress dissent. Many argued that instead of investigating the potential corruption behind the Adani Jkia deal, state apparatus was being used to intimidate patriotic Kenyans like Amenya. Some questioned the priorities of law enforcement, asking why the whistleblower was being targeted rather than those facilitating the secretive deal. Some Kenyans accused President William Ruto's government of being more focused on protecting elite interests than addressing the country's mounting economic challenges. According to some Kenyans, the targeting of Amenya is emblematic of the government's growing intolerance toward dissent and accountability. Some Kenyans argued Amenya to stand firm and continue exposing the details of the Adani Jkia deal. Despite the increasing pressure, they advised him to safeguard his information and share it widely to prevent any attempts at a cover-up. Reacting, I shall be reading a few comments. On X, Adele says, I don't understand why DCI has refused to be professional. Instead, they are being used to intimidate Kenyans who question William Ruto bad policies and decisions. Eric Mokua says threats and intimidation cannot solve the problems we are in as a country. We must be real and candid. Chisabari says do not be cowed or intimidated. Expose them and make several copies to the info you have and share with a few more people. Tech Survey says DCI Kenya stop this harassment doesn't add any value. Deal with things that make sense, like the cause of fire outbreaks in schools. King Maikanjero says abuse of power. Javan Modibo says this government fears truth more than corruption. Mwendia Ogi Ntoinyinge says, get a good wakili to answer them. This is pure intimidation and misuse of authority and state powers. Some says, it is a case of computer fraud. As a layman, I thought asking for hard drives and browsing history would be more helpful than asking for certificates and memoranda. Do they even know what they are investigating? Lucille Wino says, what saddens me is that our legislatures are not up in arms over Adani, nor our governors have they been paid off. Barack Otieno says, instead of fighting corruption, they are supporting it. We will not be silenced, all of us. I have never seen such misuse of misuse of authority and power. Share more of the Adani group mischief. Beyond Salvage says, whose interest do our policy serve seriously? Between you and Adani, who possesses a threat to our national security? A patriotic Kenyan who exposes a corrupt deal that endangers our safety as a nation, or the wicked Indian businessmen and government of Kenya officials pushing the unpopular deal? Mighty Ego says this is intimidation. They can always get these from the office of the registrar of companies, or better still, a simple search and extraction of CR12 from eCitizen. Yeah, those are some of the comments. Continuing, Omar Mohammed says these useless tactics are targeting leaders in an awkward way, just looking for a way to become millionaires through sympathy. And he continues by saying, stop being stupid. It's Morara funders you want to give you some token. Morris Mudeheri says, you allege you prove. Don't ask someone else to prove for you. Josephat Mongare says, what it takes. Think this was a corrupt deal and not clean. As such, you must be having evil thoughts always, and that's bad. Tomko Apuati says state that should not threaten whistleblowers for exposing theft. Remember, very soon you will become Raya, very hopeless ones after retirement, because you abetted economic crimes by political hyenas. Now let's speak about this openly. Why should the government go ahead to arrest or try to seek an arrest for a whistleblower? A man that only served the interest of the people of the Republic of Kenya by exposing the Adani deal. Exposing the Adani deal was something that many wanted to know. And this guy, because he had inside information, he went ahead to share it with the people of the Republic of Kenya. So the question is, why is the government of the Republic of Kenya, and mostly the branch of police, the DCI, instead of taking the matters that affect the nation serious, they are taking the matters of a whistleblower, a man that had nothing bad against our government, had nothing bad against our republic. He did not have any ill intentions. His intentions were for Kenyans to at least get to know what our government is getting us into. The Adani deal is meant to give Jkia over to Adani Group for over 30 years. Let me ask you, for the next 30 years, the revenues that will be collected at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport will be going to Adani Group. Now after that is when we can start getting our payback. The question is, Mr. President, you purport that your interest is for the people of the Republic of Kenya who are currently suffering. Do you tell me that 30 years from now, those people is when the deals that you are making will come to serve their interest? That shouldn't be the case. And President William Ruto, together with the state machineries, should stop harassing people who are serving only as whistleblowers to alert the people of the Republic of Kenya on the ongoing mischief in our government. For now, that's what's up. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for more news and more trading stories.